Welcome to the Action Campaign's video series explaining the legislative provisions of the Affordable Housing Credit Improvement Act of 2021. In this video, Jennifer and I will discuss two provisions of the legislation that allow more housing credit equity to go to developments located in high poverty and higher cost areas. Jennifer, in several of our other videos, we've talked about the concept of basis boosts and why they are important. Can you remind everyone what a basis boost is?
I'd be happy to, Miriam. A basis boost is when a state housing credit agency provides more housing credit authority to a project than it would be otherwise eligible to receive, which is allowed under certain circumstances. The tax code currently gives states the ability to offer basis boosts of up to 30% more housing credit authority in what are called qualified census tracts and difficult development areas. And as we've noted in our other videos, this bill seeks to create other basis boosts as well.
What are the qualified census tracts and difficult development areas?
Qualified census tracts, commonly called QCTs, are certain high poverty areas, and difficult development areas, commonly called DDAs, are certain areas where costs are high vis-a-vis incomes in that area. Both QCTs and DDAs are determined by HUD annually.
So what does the bill do in relation to QCTs and DDAs?
In essence, it expands the number of areas that could get these designations. To understand, you need to understand a little about how HUD determines which areas get these labels. Let's start with QCTs. To be designated a QCT, at least 50% or more of households in the census tract must have incomes at or below 60% of the area median income, or at least 25% of the households living in the census tract must be below the poverty threshold. However, not all census tracts that meet these requirements can be QCTs.
Why not?
So only 20% of the population of any metropolitan statistical area can be in a QCT. That means lots of very poor areas won't get this designation and the basis boost that comes with it, because other areas in that metropolitan statistical area are even poorer.
What does this bill do about that?
It lifts the cap so that any census tract that meets the poverty thresholds for a QCT would qualify. This is in Section 304.
Great. Well, now what about DDAs? What are those exactly, and what does the bill do there?
The way HUD determines which areas get DDA status is a bit different than what it does for QCTs. Every year, HUD looks at the ratio of costs for construction, land, and utilities and compares that to the incomes in different metropolitan and non-metropolitan areas. It then lines up all of those areas of the country and takes the 20% with the highest ratio of cost to incomes and designates those areas as DDAs. In this case, if you were to get rid of the cap, every area in the country would become a DDA. So instead, the bill would raise the cap from 20% to 30% to allow more areas to get that DDA designation. This is in Section 311 of the bill.
Thanks, Jennifer. That's very helpful. For more on our video series, visit the Action Campaign's website at www.rentalhousingaction.org.